that you didn't. I'm just personally glad that you didn't go with that one. But as you can tell, we are definitely joined by a familiar face today. We're glad to have you on the show, Mr. Dennis. We're super excited to see you again. You know, a lot of audience members have followed you and Ms. Jacqueline for a long time. So I think they're kind of glad to see a face. Well,
it's fun to come back. You and I have not done a show together, have we?
We were supposed to a
yes,
while
we
back,
were.
but we never actually did.
That's right.
So it's kind of interesting. All right, so, you know, weather's getting colder. You know what that means. Football season.
That's right. I detect the smell of pigskin in the air.
Could just be because I'm hungry. That could equally be the thing.
Definitely, with the weather being the way it is, I think a lot of people are going to be talking about, it makes me think football is going to. And of course, high school, some of the schools started last Friday. Cullman played, Cold Springs played. Some of the schools got in jamboree games, but this week, everybody plays. And a week from tomorrow, college football starts. So we're ready.
Places like Outfitters here in town are about to go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be a small time for anybody, especially with these lineups for the teams, especially and the heavy college side that people are looking at now, because we've got a lot of coach toss-ups that have happened in the last year and a half. We've got a lot of player toss-ups at the last minute. So I'm kind of excited to see how these seasons go for a lot of people.
Are you a big fan?
Admittingly, not as much as you'd think, but I will say that I have worked towards becoming a bigger fan than I have been in previous years. I'm now able, because of my brother's involvement in football, to actually understand what's happening now. So.
Okay, so your brother's playing high school football?
He is indeed. You've actually met him, and sadly enough, the audience has not, though. My little brother is now that I think about it, I'm blanking on the position he plays, but he started as a safety and has worked his way forward to the line. But he's in his third year of high school football now.
Okay.
Junior year for him, so good for him for academically progressing.
Well, it's a fun time of year, and I think almost everybody in Alabama, one way or another, becomes a football fan.
And for those 3 Tennessee fans up north that we just totally overlook them.
I have a lot of relatives up north who are big football fans, and I just say, if you want to see real football, come to Alabama.
Absolutely. There's the SEC, and then there's high school.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it goes.
And it's a big event no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what do we need to do today?
Well, we've got a lot of cool things going on, but I would like to highlight something that we do every day, and it is very important, and it's the fact that our sponsors give us awesome prizes to give to you, the audience members, every day. So let's take a look at what those awesome prizes are for today. You can win a free sausage biscuit from Bojangles.
Yummy.
And a free bag of apples. It's 20 varieties of apples that are hand-picked from Steel Orchards. That is a fantastic prize that you do not want to miss out, especially with this cooler weather.
Here, I went out there and bought a bag of apples last Saturday.
See? And then Mad Dog Mike's famous free family barbecue pack. That's a pound of meat, 2 16-ounce sides, and 4 buns. And again, they are located in the Berlin Quick Stock. You do not want to miss that barbecue. It is fantastic. So definitely give us a call at 256-734-7399. That's again 256-734-7399. And the only way to tell us is to check the Facebook page and find out who that sponsor of the day is. It's the only way you can win those prizes with us.
And our Facebook friend of the day is John Dean. John Dean looks like Ernest Hemingway.
He's got that rugged beard thing going for him. And we would love to give him a large barbecue sandwich from, again, Mad Dog Mike's today. So, congratulations, Mr. Dean, on winning that sandwich. It's a fantastic prize. Again, love Mr. Mike, love his barbecue, support the fact that he is helping us give it to you guys easier.
That's right.
And he loves to see you guys. So definitely go out there and stop by, whether or not you've won a prize or not, and try his barbecue. You won't regret it. Alrighty, so we've got a cool guest coming on today, and this is someone that you actually know, Mr. Dennis.
I have known Ed Oakes for a few years, right, Ed? We've known each other. And we have a relative in common, so it's good to have Ed on the program, and he's going to talk about safe driving today.
Hey, something that, as Natalie stated yesterday, she should have probably been here for.
That's right. So we'll talk to Ed Oakes right after this break.
All right, join us again in just a moment.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Moody. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
As we mentioned, our guest today is Ed Oakes. Ed's been on the program numerous times. And what do you want to do? Talk about Vanderbilt football today?
Well, let's put it off for another 10 days. I'm ready for it to start. So
Oh, I know that. I know that. Tell me now, Ed played football at Vanderbilt.
Yes,
Had a
sir.
very good career there. Do you still follow Vandy the way you used to?
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm a native of Alabama, and I pull for Auburn and Alabama both, but if they have to come up against Vanderbilt, you know where my heart's going.
Okay.
So,
Understandable.
And also you taught school at West Point, coached football at West Point, so I know you have some allegiance there, but you retired from teaching.
yeah, I've retired. So, but you know, it's one of those things you have to stay busy. So I do have a private driving school, and
right.
I have the court referral driving class that I teach for the courts also. So, you know, I try to keep myself busy, or you know, things just kind of get hectic if you don't. So.
I know that when we've talked in the past, I think some of us assume that everybody goes through high school, takes driver ed, but that's not always the case, is it?
No, it's gotten a little bit harder to work all the students in, and some of them can't work it into their, you know, course program that they have set up. So there's a lot more people having a hard time, you know, easily get into the driver's ed, you know, program. But we have a lot of homeschool students, and we have a lot of students that are attending a high school that don't have the driver's ed program. So, you know, the opportunity's there. And I appreciate y'all letting me come on so they will know it, because, you know, I don't have a big banner out there telling everyone, or, you know, so it's kind of a word of mouth when people find out that they can contact me and sign up for a driving class.
One thing I know also from talking to you, with the number of workers coming to Alabama with Topre, Utaka, like that, you have adults coming from other countries who need to get a driver's license here.
Yeah, I've had several students that have signed up, and actually their nationality is of, you know, from foreign countries, and they want to get their license just like everyone else. And I've had quite a few that I've worked with on those ideas. I think one time I did count it up, and it was like 5 different countries that were living in Cullman now that I have worked with. So.
Teaching driver ed in Cullman, is it any different than you would teach driver ed in, say, Birmingham?
Well, used to be that way, but, you know, Cullman's becoming more like the large urban areas with a lot more traffic. And I mentioned this the other day to one of my students, that when I started driving, you could drive through all the way through downtown Cullman and be 10 cars maybe, but now it's gotten atrocious out there on the highways. You have to really pay attention. Let me just say this for the people that are driving, because it is a very serious job. And when you're behind the steering wheel of a car, you've got to make it the most important thing, and don't be distracted. Your attention going to other places. You have to really fully just apply all your attention to the job of driving. That is, if you want to reduce your chances of being in an accident. And I'm going to use this as a platform right now, if you don't mind. If you want to reduce your chances of being in a serious, terrible accident, first of all, take care of your car. Keep it in the best shape possible. You know, I know sometimes we don't want to have to go buy new tires or have something adjusted, but do it. Take care of it. Two, when you're driving, you follow the traffic laws. And, if the sign says 35, drive 35 or less. Don't edge above it, because before you know it, you're going to be breaking the law and it's going to put you more in jeopardy. Three, don't be distracted. You fully focused on the job of driving. And the last one is don't drive if the mental state's not there. That means under the influence of drugs or alcohol. A lot of people think if they've had a few, they're really a better driver. And that's because they're more relaxed and they feel, more at ease. But it does affect your driving ability. Those four things, if you will apply them when you're driving, your chances of being in a terrible, terrible accident have reduced to zero chances.
When you're talking to high school students and you talk about not being distracted, do they pay attention as far as having a cell phone with them and use it, or do they feel like, I can do that?
Yeah, too many people think they can multitask, and multitasking while drive. I mean, if I'm at home in my lounge chair, multitask all you want, but not out on the highways. And it might not be that the accident was your fault, but you didn't see what you were approaching that could affect your life. After the accident happens, it's too late. You want to see, and I use this for a little bit of a display to my students. What would you do if you were walking across a big open pasture and you knew there was a lot of poisonous snakes out in this open field? You'd be scanning every inch before you stepped into it. Do the same thing out here on the highways. And you're going to see the snake before you get to it, and you're not going to get bit by it, if you can relate to what I'm trying to say.
I think one of the most difficult things in driving is ignoring your cell phone when it rings.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Now, granted, they've made some technological advances to sort of help ease, the stress of having to pick your phone up and all that. But even some of the modern radios they have now, the amount of attention that people have to put into changing a channel and to change the dial of the air conditioning is still a distraction from actual driving itself. And I can suppose that would be almost just as dangerous as pulling the old flip phone out.
Well, the other thing is that you have screens built into the new model cars now, touch screens, changing the radio, that kind of thing. I'm not so sure that's helpful.
No, it's not. Just like I've been saying for a number of years now, that they should look at the automobile manufacturers and make the cars to where when it's running or in gear, the cell phone won't receive a signal, and that would shut a lot of things down. But we probably have a revolt in this country, so I guess it's teaching. Well, that's what I try to get across to everyone, that don't be multitasking when you're driving.
What do you think of these new self-driving cars?
I won't get in one for a while. So,
would you ride in one?
With its track record, it's not the self-driving car I'm afraid of. It's the people not paying attention to the self-driving car that scare me, because it's had 7 accidents that were caused by people not paying attention to it. It doesn't have a person inside, so they just kind of hit it.
Wow, it's hard to imagine, isn't it? Self-driving cars.
Yeah.
And tell everybody about how to get in touch with you if they need driver ed classes.
Well, this is my business, the driving school. It's REO Safe Driving wagon, not REO Speedwagon. So, but this is, and I have a lot more free time too during the week and the weekends. So if anyone would be interested in getting driving, private personal driving lessons, they can contact me and we'll work that out schedule too. The biggest thing is that you might want to look at it because I am certified through the state of Alabama. So if you complete the course, then you can receive a 10% discount on your insurance. So that's nice to hear, but the most important is getting you prepared to, drive on the highways with the other vehicles. So
Very good. Ed, thank you.
thank you.
Let's go to a bandy football game sometime,
We will.
huh?
We'll go.
Okay.
So,
Well, again,
Enjoy
thanks,
you
sir.
too.
We appreciate it, and we hope to get you back on the show sometime. Maybe you can give us another tip or two when the time comes around. Maybe after football season, and we see how many people have caused accidents from that. But again, thank you for joining us today. And if you'll stick around for us for just a minute, we'll be right back.
That's how fast the health information technology profession is projected to grow this decade. That's how much a health information technician can make in the first year. Who will you be? Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycolemantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Alrighty, and we are back. So, we've got a lot of cool things going on both locally and abroad right now. And one of the biggest ones that we've seen in the news today is a man who once jumped a fence at the White House was shot and killed Tuesday at the Pennsylvania courthouse after cutting a sheriff deputy with a knife. Now, you think with the kind of charges he'd been placed on for jumping the fence at the White House and charging it, that he would have wised up and not attacked someone because he was then again shot and killed. The gentleman was 34 years old, and he attacked a deputy at the security entrance to the Chester County Courthouse Center in Westchester. So he just right there at the door.
Sounds like he had a death wish or something.
I think he might have.
Things like that, wow.
The second deputy that was attending drew his weapon and shot Mr. Smith. Curtis Smith is the same man who climbed the wall near the White House back in March. It is not known why he was at the courthouse Tuesday. He just ran up and attacked the guy, so that's just kind of a thing. He wasn't even there for trial. Maybe he has, as you stated, some sort of self-hate.
Somehow they'll look into his background and try and figure out what in the world was he up to. But it doesn't make any sense, does it?
That's two really off-topic kind of attacks that he did, and neither of them did anything other than minorly hurt the officer and annoy people at the White House. So it's just one of those things. Alrighty, and secondly, in the world of sports, in Ohio, LeBron James has partnered with the University of Akron, to provide scholarships to inner-city kids. James and the president of the university, Scott Scarborough, spoke to students and parents in the I Promise Network, which is part of the LeBron James Family Foundation. In addition to providing scholarships, professors at the university will work with LeBron James Family Foundation to to provide mentoring to students. Scarborough also announced that the university will be renaming their College of Education the LeBron James Family Foundation College of Education. So LeBron James, who is obviously a huge name in the NBA world,
Right.
is now dipping his hands into the community service outlet, which is fantastic because somebody with the weight behind his name like LeBron James, it's nice to hear that he is turning around and trying to give to people who might not be as fortunate as he. It is a little weird to me that an entire college would decide to name their college after the LeBron James family. Now, again, it is the foundation that his family has set up, but his name is now in a college. Like, I'm going to go to the College of LeBron James.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
that's
nice to know he's giving back to his hometown.
Yeah.
And with the millions of dollars that he makes, undoubtedly, 3 cheers for LeBron. That's
three cheers. He felt a small dent in that one. No, but we are glad that he is out there helping community.
Yeah.
You know, we encourage people who encourage education. So we are excited to see how that goes, and maybe if we will spark the ignite to go on for somebody else there. So
It speaks well of his character, also.
especially
Seems like a
in,
very upstanding guy.
so yes, sir. Especially with everything that's happened to him recently, to still be continuing to show his own true character by helping people. That's always a big thing. Alrighty, and then in local news, the United Way of Cullman recently got some much-needed recent upgrades. Now, we had dabble of this in some of our previous interviews that it spoke upon them upgrading this finally and the amount that it costs. So with the help of a monetary grant, the city of Cullman renovated the Cullman Train Depot, home of the United Way of Cullman County, which is an interesting spot if you think about it.
Have you
for
ever
that
been in
organization.
there?
We have not, and we talked about that yesterday. We didn't. Joel, our station manager, nor I have ever stepped foot in that building yet, and we're kind of disappointed in ourselves for not going.
Well, I don't know what changes they've made. I haven't been in the last 3 or 4 years maybe, but of course it's an old building, and it has not been renovated in a long time. So it definitely needed upgrades, and it's a historical place in Cullman.
Oh, especially for specifically Cullman. That was at one point a very large piece of Cullman. Well, it still is a large piece of Cullman history, but it was a large piece of Cullman business because of the amount of people that came in and out of that depot, the amount of commerce that we had because of the depot. So it is nice to know that they've restored it or at least renovated it to a point where it is now a usable building again. And I mean, the train tracks here are going to be around probably for another 10,000 years if they keep up the way they do. So it's nice to know that part of our history has indeed been preserved. And from what you can tell in the photos, it looks like they have some small pieces here, kind of a museum-esque kind of feel to the depot at the same time.
That's all been added since I was in there the last time. That's great. I'm glad they're doing that.
Sir, the renovations, they improved. It was a total of $20,000 worth of renovations, and the grant received was for 7. So, I mean, good job to the United Way, good job to Cullman for coming together to raise the money to kind of make that happen.
Well, then the other thing too, the city is giving them the balance of the money, so it isn't United Way contributions that are going into this. They still go to all the agencies.
Okay,
And
so
that's
there's
good.
that, yes. So they've remained nonprofit in that sense, and then Cullman is, okay, so congratulations to Cullman for being able to come together and help a wonderful organization like United Way get something like this done. Alrighty, so now, Mr.
Your
Dennis,
favorite
my
part of the
favorite
show.
part of the show. It absolutely is. It's the part where I get to talk about the weather, and we dabbled on this a little bit this morning. But again, this is brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, so make the switch to Mitch. All right, so it looks like the high today is going to be 91 with a low of 69. Record high was set not that long ago in 2007 at 102 with the record low in 1956 at 54 degrees. Yeesh. Sunset tonight is at 7:19, getting those later days, and sunset tomorrow is at 6:16 a.m. All right, it looks like we're going to be clear. For once, it looks like our map is empty of any weather, and that makes me a little happier because that cloud coverage we had yesterday did not make it any warmer.
That's right.
Again, high of 80 today with the chance of rain at 0%. Tonight, again, 58, 0% chance of rain. And tomorrow, high of 84 with, again, no chance of rain. So we're looking at clear skies throughout most of the week. We're looking at upper to mid 80s through the highs and then upper 60s for the lows throughout the night. So kind of excited. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of those cold days, but I can handle a cooler night with, the mosquitoes going back to wherever they come from.
I heard earlier this morning that the low tonight of 58 may be a record low or close to it.
For this time
by
of year?
tomorrow morning.
That's strange.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, actually, because that means I might have to wear a jacket, and then somewhere down the day peel the jacket off and find warmer clothing.
Well, when you figured that normally it's still supposed to be around 90 every day. So
It's already hitting.
this
Oh
is
man, this is
very
gonna be a cold
unusual.
winter. This is gonna be a very cold winter. Winter is
don't say
coming,
that.
ladies and gentlemen. Winter is coming, and that's not a good thing in my opinion, for many reasons. Number one is I don't acclimate to cold weather well, so that's gonna be fantastic. So, alrighty. Well, again, if you will join us in just a moment, we will be right back.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Our community billboards brought to you today and every day by Pepsi. The cookbook fundraiser, sponsored by the Women of Faith group at Garden City Church of God, continues. Proceeds go to the church's food bank, and the cookbooks are just $12.50 a piece.
Remember to visit Miss Catherine Morgan for savings and discounts up to 40%. You can reach her at 256-734-4640, and remember to talk to her about all of your insurance needs.
Jesus Music Revisited, coming up on Saturday at 7 o'clock at the Betty Lee Thames Theater. Admission is by donation, and look at the groups. They'll have the Shalom Band, Jerry Tanner, Don and Faith Peters and Ghost River, Brookie Finlayson, and the Christian Brothers Band. And this should be quite a show coming up on Saturday night.
The Candlelight Walking Tours are October 5th and October 6th of 2015. These are guided tours through downtown Cullman. They begin at the Cullman County Museum and Festhall Market Plots. For more information, visit www.cullmanoktoberfest.com.
The Alabama Gourd Festival coming up in the middle of October at the Cullman Civic Center. Always a big event. A lot of people turn out. Admission is just $3. For details, go to alabamagourdsociety.org on the internet.
And the rummage sale being held October 23rd and 24th at the Cullman Fairgrounds are sponsored by the Cullman Pilot Club. If you have anything that you would like to look at, definitely stop by and see those ladies.
Wits and Grits. You and I have gone to this the last
Absolutely.
couple of Saturdays. Ben South's One-Liner Diner on the Southern Humor Highway. And the featured humorist will be Daniel Wallace.
The author of Big Fish.
Yes. And our community billboards. If you have anything to submit to us, you can do it by email, mycullmantv@gmail.com. You can go to our website, mycullmantv.com. Give us a call, 256-734-7399, and like us on Facebook, My Cullman Television. And of course, our community billboards brought to you today and every day by Pepsi. Time for our birthdays, and let's see, our birthday winner receives a free ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. Do we have any birthdays for today?
I don't think we had any today.
But we do have an anniversary. Well, this was earlier in the week. Calvin and Gail Key celebrated an anniversary on Tuesday. Yesterday. And of course, they'll be in the drawing on Friday for a gift certificate courtesy of the Candle Garden.
Friday. If you couldn't already tell and you didn't check the Facebook page today, our Facebook sponsor of the day was Mr. Hicks Menwear and Formal Wear. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30 p.m., and they're located at 217 Compass Way Southwest, and you can reach them at 256-739-1007. So definitely stop by if you have any needs. And remember to like us on Facebook. We want to hear from you. We are a studio with open arms waiting to hear from you because that's what we love to do. If you got stories you want to hear, complaints, or comments, we encourage you to contact us through our Facebook page so we can know what you want to hear from us. Well, Mr. Dennis, we've got an awesome guest coming on the show tomorrow.
Yes, you're going to have a good interview tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited. We have the district attorney coming on tomorrow. It's Mr. Wilson
Blaylock.
Blaylock.
The DA, and
that's a big name.
Hopefully he will not bring a subpoena or anything like that.
Yeah, see, that would
just
scare
do
me.
an interview.
Because legal things I just am totally unknowledgeable in, and they always scare me. I watched enough Law and Order to know that if a DA is involved, just go ahead and give up.
There you go.
And that is my whole logic. All right. Well, Mr. Dennis, I appreciate you coming on the show today. We always love talking to you. Anytime you just want to show back up, I don't think anyone in the audience would absolutely argue with. Well, I mean, how are they going to argue? Unless you go on Facebook. I guess you can argue there.
Okay.
But again, thank you for joining us again today. We always appreciate it, and we hope to see you around again soon.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Well, again, I'm Jacob Murphy.
And I'm Dennis Borwick.
And again, everyone here at My Cullman Television hopes you have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you in the morning.